Hey everybody, welcome back. This is ALIA. I am here with Heather Christie. Welcome, love.
Thank
And
you.
I am so excited to share her with you today. She's an awesome human being and an incredible artist, and I'll tell you more about her in a second. But I wanted to just give you a quick background on these interviews and why I'm doing them. So I just released the Feminine Medicine Volume 1 Remixes album on Tuesday, and it features a number of amazing remixes of the music from Feminine Medicine Volume 1. And in celebration of that, I decided to interview all of the people who have contributed to the project. So both the original artists who helped co-create the original tracks with me and the remix artists, so that you can get to know the people behind the music, because there's a lot of people that have contributed to this vision. And as you may know, feminine medicine is all about showcasing feminine voices and bringing feminine frequencies to the dance floor. And I've been so grateful because of all of the women and men who have contributed to the music to get behind this vision and to bring this to life. So today I'm talking with Heather, and I'd love to introduce you to her briefly. So Heather is a powerhouse vocalist and producer. She is best known for her sultry vocals and eclectic presence. Influenced by soul powerhouse Bonnie Raitt and modern alt pop artists Banks and FKA Twigs, she creates an indie R&B vibe with her voice and production. A singer-songwriter and producer based in LA, Heather studied jazz, classical, and musical theater, singing before embarking upon her own journey to discover her authentic voice. Her song Tincture gained worldwide traction by placing on Spotify's Discover Weekly playlist upon its release and reached over 1 million listeners. Heather was invited to be part of the finale season of American Idol and is apprentice of music industry expert Carrie Cole. She's currently working on 2 new albums and music video due out this spring. So yay, welcome Heather. So happy to be talking with you. I feel such a kinship with you, and as you know, we developed a really sweet friendship through the process of our collaboration. We had known each other just loosely through the festival circuit and had met, but it was through the journey of collaborating on our track "In Your Skin" that really kind of deepened our connection, and it was such a beautiful, powerful journey to do with you.
Yeah.
And I thought we could share a little bit just about that process of creating that track "In Your Skin." With every artist that I collaborated with, we would just start from a clean slate. And the way I'd sit with each artist is we sit down and together and kind of drop into a quiet space together, and then listen for whatever wanted to arise between us, and listen for the themes, listen for whatever melodies or lyrics might be coming through, and then just begin to capture those. And so Heather brought her incredible lyrics and her voice and some instrumentation and some production as well on this track, and it was a true fusion of energies here. So yeah, anything else you want to share about that journey, Liv?
Yeah. Well, firstly, it was amazing to me how present we were with each other throughout the whole process, and just like how much I felt aligned with you on the vision of feminine medicine as a whole. Before we even started touching the song, we had this like huge conversation, I remember, about like how powerful it is to be coming together as women, and like the ideas of neo-feminism, which is like embracing the authentic powers of the energies of the feminine, rather than trying to push into being roles of the masculine. And so all of these different threads on the musical and political and social, like all these different spheres, we were really aligned. So it was such a juicy treat to like unfold through that process with you, and then create a song from that space. It was just delightful. And I remember us just going down into your studio, and you had Omnisphere, which I had never worked with before, and it had like this huge bank of sounds. And so I feel like we spent quite a bit of time literally just like going through, being like, oh, that one, oh no, that one's like not quite like not on the high end quite enough. And like we found like the sound that we both were like, oh, that's a good one. And then we just started from there. You know, we started with the one sound that we both were feeling resonant with, and we picked a very simple melody to base the whole thing off of. We played it on the MIDI keyboard, and then we just unfolded, you know? Yeah. And I think it's a very like scary but exciting moment when we're there in the studio and there's nothing yet.
Yeah.
And we're like, how are we going to make this up? What are we going to do? What's going to happen? But I do feel like you and I were in such an embodied like space with each other that it truly felt like it was coming off of this feeling of being in our skins. And that's what the song was dedicated towards. Like, what feels right in this moment? Yes. And then what does that lead to? So it felt like the whole process of creating the song was really that.
Yeah, so beautifully said. I just want to check. Are you hearing the feedback?
Feedback?
Are you hearing any feedback?
No.
I just want to make sure you guys.
Yeah.
So the journey also of diving into that theme of in your skin and also in the empowerment message behind that, we were really tapped into wanting to call in a space of empowerment around sensuality and the pleasure of being in our bodies, and really invite people into an intimate relationship with themselves. And that is sometimes a very challenging expression for the feminine. It sometimes feels unsafe. And so this song really felt like it's become an anthem to encourage and invite feminine sensual expression. Yeah. Yeah. And I just want to note a couple of comments here. There's some people with us live. Robin, thanks, love. Yes, all about this. Thank you. And Melanie, thanks for being here. Andrea, awesome. Thanks, everybody. So now I'd love to just invite you, Heather, to share a little bit about your musical journey and how that has evolved for you. It's really picked up pace over the last couple of years, and you're getting a lot of traction with your music. So I'd love to hear just how things have been evolving for you.
Oh, well, yeah, thank you. I was just thinking about when we wrote this song, like how long it's been since we actually were in the studio that day, and I feel like it's been 2 years.
Yeah, it's been 3 actually. We started in 2015. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe that. I mean, I've gone through so many evolutions since then, and we all have, I'm sure. But you know, it's always so crazy to try to place that in the spectrum of the experience of my musical career and be like, how have I changed since then? It's kind of hard to do that for me, but you know, I've recently made the move to LA to pursue my music career more fully, and dive into things like music licensing and publishing and the kind of the back end of the music industry, because I've been so focused on performing and playing the festival circuit and all of that. So I'm starting to push into some other edges of what are the other ways that an independent musician in this day and age can make a sustainable life of music. So that's my greatest question to the universe, and that's what I'm exploring right now. Yeah. So what I have learned is that we all have such a unique path, especially in this day and age, in this climate of the music industry. Every artist's path is so unique unto themselves. And I think that can be really beautiful, but also really confusing, because there's no blueprint for how it's done. And yet there's like infinite creative freedom for how you want to do it and figure it out. So right now at this very moment, I am ecstatically working on a new music video for my upcoming song People, which I wrote probably about a year ago, I guess. Actually, when our current president got elected, I had like a deep response, as I'm sure as everyone did, and the song came out of that. So it's kind of a more, it's a more like anthemic and people powered song than anything I've ever written, but it felt very authentic in coming out, which surprise for me. I was like, okay, I didn't know I was like this political artist, but not that it has to be political. It just felt like a portrait of what I was experiencing at that moment. So it's been a really powerful journey. It's been a really powerful song for me to embrace into my artistry. And I'm working with an incredible crew with a drone camera and all these different pieces. Like we're going into actually film with some homeless people in downtown LA tomorrow. Yesterday, I filmed with these little girls who are in a dance troupe. And we also went out to the desert, kind of in desire of painting the portrait of all these different kinds of people, because that's what the song is about. It's about the people. And so it feels really powerful to be kind of giving back, like wanting to highlight these other situations in essence. So it's a powerful process for me. And I actually just posted a little behind the scenes video today on my Facebook. So if you want to check it out, it's like just like a 1 minute. Yeah. But that video and song is a part of an album that I wrote with my fiance. Veer McCoy, a very powerful musician as well. So we've combined our forces to create a full-length album, and it's a very eclectic mix of our styles. He comes from like a world music background, and I'm coming from this in like R&B electronic realm. And so we've come together and created this whole album, and People is on it. And there's like 11 other songs on there. We worked with a few different producers. One, Nate Hendricks out of Oakland, and then Oliver Newell out of Ojai. And then we've also been producing ourselves. So I'm very excited for that. And that's coming probably in May or June. So, that's just one of the things.
One of the things, I know, amongst the touring and the festival dates and everything, I'm sure. Yeah, and all the back end. I mean, I love that you spoke to that piece about the back end journey for independent artists, and we're all exploring this world and trying to figure out how to have share our music wider and have it heard by a wider audience, and trying to pursue the avenues that are available to us online. And I'm also steeping myself in that right now, as I've been getting clear that I need to sort of take a little bit of a step back from the intensive touring
Yeah.
And I just kind of started exploring like, okay, well, how can people still hear the music even if I'm not there in person?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a really important path, I think, for all of us.
Totally. Yeah.
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 Um,
Residual income. Is that what it's called?
yeah. Yes, exactly. Yes.
It's tiring to tour all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Helpful. Yeah. Well, cool, love. Thank you so much for sharing. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, everyone, please go like Heather's page and go check out her music and videos and everything. And then you can hear our collaboration In Your Skin on Feminine Medicine Volume 1, which is uh, also out on all of the major platforms along with the Feminine Medicine Volume 1 remixes. So you can hear that on Spotify, on Apple Music, find it on Beatport, and of course download it on Bandcamp if you like. So I have the link to where you can find all of that here in the description for the video. So
Right now.
exactly, it's really, every song, in my humble opinion, is really extraordinary, and I really want to honor all of the artists who have contributed. And In Your Skin is a beautiful, powerful transmission. So thank you, Heather, for collaborating with me on that, and just wishing you all the best with your continued musical expansion.
Yeah. Thank you, ALIA. You're amazing for putting this all together and just putting this all out into the world. So thank you for doing your work and inviting me to speak about it today with you.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in, and much love to you. Check out the other interviews that some of them have already happened this week with Govinda and Liquid Love Drops and Eden Amadora. And then there's more to come with a whole list of contributors to the project over the next week. So tune in here and you'll find them each day. All right. Much love, everyone. Bye.